Hey gang, Symphonic-Elk is having a contest. He wants us to show a book that we consider to be culturally significant. I choose this, Louie Riel by Chester Brown. Now, this isn't significant to me because of Canadian content rules or because it depicts the Métis struggle, no. It's significant because it's part of a cultural shift. This is one of the books responsible for the acceptance of graphic novels in bookstores, libraries, and the educational system. The fact that it's historical biography and done in a semi-bland, anti-lurid way guaranteed that it would be taken seriously. I don't think it won any literary awards, but it was discussed as literature. It was treated as literature, not some comic book that crossed over, tainted with guys in capes or funny animals. Not a pretentious art book or autobiography. It wasn't categorized with Cathy collections either. It turned Chester Brown from some weirdo who dated CBC Radio's Sukian Lee to a minor Canadian celebrity. I don't even remember any articles on it saying, "Bam, pow, comics aren't just for kids anymore," though I'm sure some asshat reporter did that. But this was one of the few books that you'd find in a modest, brand new graphic novel section. And I think that's pretty culturally significant. He also wants to know our favorite comic that we got for under $10. I'm pretty sure it's this. I saw this in a few people's videos as a book to snatch up, so I kept my eyes open for it. Well, one time, I'm at a place, and there's some guy rummaging around through the dollar bins, and I don't really pay attention. But the guy sits down at the table where you pay, and there are 2 stacks of books with dollar stickers on them. I figure he's putting books into the dollar bin, so I point to one stack and I ask, "Oh, are those destined for the dollar boxes?" "Nope, those are mine." Okay, and I look at the other stack, and there's a copy of this book on top. So I'm like, I guess this is your pile too. "No, those are going on the wall. I just got that comic 5 minutes before you came in. That's a $25 comic. And it was sitting in the dollar bins for who knows how long." Yep, I saw the dollar sticker. You know, you find stuff like that here all the time. Yep. Not me specifically, but people find stuff like that. So the next time I'm there, I'm going through the quarter bins, and there's a tight little wad of 5 copies of this comic. The front one has a ding and the back one has a separate ding, and they go through to the next comic. But the one in the center is minty fresh. I take it to the table. It's a different guy. He doesn't even notice it. And I get this book for $1. That's why it's my favorite, because it's a revenge buy. And he wants us to shout out 2 YouTubers under 100 subs. I'll go with Ray/Man, the Silencer Man, and R. Wheatley 0206. I'll have their links in the description. And as a bonus question, he wants to know a book that we're speculating on. It's a long shot, but I'm going with Ecto Kid #3. This is the first comic book work of the Wachowski brothers, though only Larry gets credit. This is also where they started working with Steve Skroce, who did storyboarding on The Matrix. It's a long shot because who gives a care about the Wachowski brothers anymore? Like, did you see Jupiter Ascending? Well, you're the only one. But wouldn't it be a coup for Marvel or DC to get them to write a comic? Not some graphic novel project, but a mainline comic or maybe a maxi series like Max Landis had. And it could happen. If they're in the media at all, it's to talk about how Hollywood doesn't want them, and they might do a comic to get in good with one of the studios. And if the comic book hype machine runs at full steam, you'll get the pro channels going, "Did you know that before the Wachowskis hit it big in Hollywood, they worked in comics?" You know, this book could very well shoot up to like $10. Right now it's worth like $1. So thank you to Symphonic-Elk. Congratulations on the subs, and thank you for the contest.
Why I should start one of them pro channels? How hard could it be?
Did you know Bullseye can turn anything into a projectile weapon, even a playing card? Leave a comment down below and tell us how you'd like to be murdered by Bullseye.